good afternoon. I hope everyone is ready because here is another edition of the CareSouth Carolina Community Live podcast. And as I always say, thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
We can do what we do and we can head into the weekend. It's been a long week, brother. How you been?
It's been super long, my Rick. I'm telling you, man, it feels like 2 weeks already.
All right. That's how I feel. I know that's right. But like I said, this is another edition of the CareSouth Carolina Community Live podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mark Calhoun. I am the Director of Social and Community Services for CareSouth Carolina, and I'm always with my partner in crime.
This is Daniel Myers. I'm the MATHUD Program Director for CareSouth Carolina. As always, it is a pleasure to be before you guys and ladies and everybody on this wonderful Friday. And I'm just excited about what the information that we're going to get today. I'm just tickled pink about what we're going to learn today.
Absolutely. You know, when we started the podcast, we said we wanted to make sure that we bring content that's going to be helpful and it's going to be helpful and folks not only learn, but be able to learn more about the services that we're going to bring. And who we have on the podcast today is going to be some great information because the service that this gentleman here provides there is such needed in the community. And it has so far the partnership with him and his organization, and I'm going to give him a chance to bring that forth in just a second. I'm going to run my mouth a little bit because I'm going to say I had the opportunity to partake in his service, and he's going to talk about it in a minute. And I can say I am so impressed with what I'm getting so far in the results that I'm getting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and let him talk about his service, introduce his service, so y'all know exactly what we're talking about. Sir, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me on today. My name is Andrew Imbo, and I'm one of the partners at Pro Motion Rehab and Sports Medicine. So we're an outpatient physical therapy, occupational therapy, and we've gotten into cardiac rehab and fitness through the partnership with CareSouth Carolina. We currently offer our services in 4 different markets: Lake City, South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, McCall, South Carolina with CareSouth, and over in Camden, South Carolina. And we are looking at opening another facility and hoping to bring our services over to Columbia, South Carolina later on this year. So very, very excited about the evolution of our organization and the growth we're experiencing, and just being able to give back to the communities we work in and provide high quality healthcare services to those citizens.
Okay, so you said rehab. I heard physical therapy. I heard occupational therapy. I thought I heard that, and cardiac. Could you give us a rundown of what you guys do?
Sure. So in a nutshell, I would say that we address issues, involving pain. So if an individual is experiencing any kind of orthopedic pain, musculoskeletal pain, they can come see us, and we're going to do our best to address that issue and cure that issue using, movement and exercise and manual therapy techniques. So we try and give physicians and their patients an alternative to things like surgery, injections, and the biggest one right now is prescription medications, especially opioids. So we can address a lot of issues that, don't necessarily need prescriptions to cure them. We can address that through movement and through exercise.
Oh, okay. So could you kind of give me an idea? Because I know, like I just said in the intro, talking that, I'm currently one of your patients there in the McCall office, and, getting my shoulder work. And I have to be honest with you. When someone suggested physical therapy, I was like, oh, what is that going to do? But why? I mean, they're going to move my arm and move around. All they're going to do is make me hurt more, right? I could be more wrong. I couldn't be more wrong about physical therapy. My whole outlook around physical therapy has changed. because my shoulder feels so much better. Why does that happen? Why is that important? That movement and being able to control pain and help with pain.
Sure, that's a great question. So I'm not a medical provider or a doctor, but I can address it from my perspective and what I've the knowledge I've gained over the last few years working in the industry. So when somebody is suffering from, say, shoulder pain, there's a number of different things that may be causing that pain. So it could be, something in your neck or your spine. It could be weakness around your shoulder. Some of the musculoskeletal, the makeup, the physiological makeup of your shoulders just is not strong enough. And that's what physical therapy does. So when people come in, we're not massaging. We're not just, moving people around and stretching them. I mean, we do a little bit of that. But really what it is people come in and we figure out the root of the issue, what's causing that issue. And the medical team will address that issue and strengthen the muscles around the area, or, try to address the I guess, neural tension sometimes, try and work on the nerve, the nerves to solve the issue. But yeah, it's not just stretching and massage. Most people come in and they leave the office sweating. So, you're coming in, you're getting a workout, we're strengthening your body, and we're hopefully putting you in a better spot from a strength perspective than you were when you came in to see us. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how long you say you've been in business?
So my wife and I quit our jobs and started the organization 6 years ago. So it's been 6 years. We started down in Lake City, South Carolina. We took over a small, struggling practice, and 13 months later opened in Florence. And last April we opened in McCall with CareSouth and in Camden simultaneously, and right in the middle of COVID. Now that was an adventure.
So I got a question too, because we have chiropractic services as well at CareSouth. So how do what you do complement or goes along with chiropractic services?
We do a lot of work with chiropractors. So more times than not, chiropractic care will focus on the spine and spinal manipulation, and physical therapy services really focuses on, the whole body, the musculoskeletal makeup of the body. So if somebody's got spinal issues and they may be going to a chiropractor to, have some higher grade manipulations, and the chiropractor may say, well, we think this is stemming from, weak hips or just general weakness and balance issues. And they may refer them over to us to address those issues as well. So we do work hand in hand with chiropractors quite often.
Oh, wonderful. And then I got one more question, because I work with the high school athletic department. I'm the nurse and I do the sideline medical stuff with them. But this is neither here nor there. But what about a person who has compromised joint issues where there is no fluid or no cushion in between the joint, like for example, a knee,
Right.
And they can't do exercises, they can't do anything like that? How do you guys work with a person who have that issue going on?
So that's a great question. And again, I'm not a doctor or a medical provider, but I can give you a pretty good answer there. So a lot of times when somebody's got compromised joints and maybe ligament breakdown, or whatever the pad is that is in between joints, or fluid issues, strengthening the muscles around that joint can help it to function in a pain-free manner without necessarily having to go in and do surgery, or can delay having to do that surgery. So there's a lot of things PT can do just from a strengthening standpoint and gaining stability around a joint that's problematic, to help cure that issue and deal with that pain without surgery, or at least delay that surgery or other procedures that may be more expensive and cause a patient, I guess, a little bit more trouble.
So
physical therapy can do a lot, yeah.
So what about aquatic therapy and physical therapy? How does that go hand in hand with those lower extremities and compromised joints, and also shoulders and everything.
Right. So aquatic therapy is great for, older populations or people that have had knee replacements, hip replacements, even, ACLs, because you're getting that range of motion or movement in the joint with a lower impact or lower stress on the joint. And that is something that we can do in McCall as well. The facility up there is equipped with an aquatics facility. It's got a pool, and we've got the staff up there to perform those services. So that's a great question. Aquatic therapy is a great way to rehab a joint while putting less strain on the joint. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So what other services? We talk physical therapy. What other services that you all provide outside of physical therapy?
So PT, physical therapy is, I guess our core competency. That's where we started. But we do occupational therapy. So we work with employers doing things like functional capacity evaluations, work hardening, work conditioning. We've got hand specialists that can help, rehab the hand, and that's a great need in really all communities. We also have got a background in fitness, so we know how to manage fitness centers, staff fitness centers, and help them run in a profitable, efficient manner. And we've also gotten into cardiac rehabilitation, phase 4 cardiac rehabilitation through the partnership with CareSouth Carolina. And cardiac rehab may not be familiar to everybody, but after a cardiac event, such as a heart attack or a stent procedure, clearing out valves, that physician is going to prescribe cardiac rehabilitation, and it comes in 4 phases. There's phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Phase 1 is inpatient. Phase 2 and 3 are outpatient under the care of a physician, and phase 4 is outpatient cardiac rehab. That's coupled with, physician or medical care, but really more just, a fitness center environment where that patient is working on regaining the strength of the heart and, and their muscles so that they can return to normal life. Yeah.
Wow.
I know that's a big.
Go ahead, Daniel. I'm sorry.
I know that's a big need, especially in the areas that we live, because we understand that heart disease is a big issue. We're in the Bible Belt. Plus we got all the good foods that lubricate our vessels and just keep them warm and comfortable on the inside. And so, So how frequent a person who's haven't been diagnosed yet, just to be certain, how often should they be exercising? How often should they be going to, make sure that they don't go through this type of event?
Right. Well, so there's 3 big pieces. The 3 big pieces are going to be sleep, diet, and exercise, in that order. Sleep is the most important thing somebody can work on. A good night's sleep is immeasurable. So sleep is extremely important, and a lot of people don't really understand how that impacts their health. Diet is also extremely important. So, understanding what you're eating, addressing things like added sugar, saturated fats, trying to, not completely eliminate things like fried foods. I mean, goodness, I love fried seafood. I mean, and I eat it, I don't want to say often, but regularly. But, making sure that things like that are not commonplace in the diet, every so often, and trying to focus on fruits and vegetables, rich in vitamins and nutrients, low added sugar. That's extremely important in preventing heart disease and a lot of other diseases. And then we move on to exercise and movement, which, is also extremely important. People, rule of thumb is try and exercise for 30 minutes a day, even if it's just a light walk, something like that, walking around. And it doesn't have to be all at once. You can get up and do 3 10-minute walks, something like that will make a big, those 3 things together, all done correctly, going to make a huge impact in somebody's life and the community's life, and cut down on the type of comorbidities and, different issues somebody may suffer from.
Okay. So Take me through a typical first visit. What take me through the first steps of well, first let's go here. If someone wanted to access your services, what do they need to do?
So accessing our services, I guess it depends. If the individual is paying cash out of pocket or is privately insured, like Blue Cross Blue Shield or United Healthcare, one of those insurers, they can come directly to us without a physician referral for 30 days in South Carolina. So there's no need for a physician referral. But if the individual is covered under a state or federally run health plan, such as Medicare or Medicaid, then they're going to need a physician referral to be approved for our services. So that's the first thing about accessing. And then to go on to your second question was about the first visit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Somebody does find their way into our office or connects with our front desk. We're going to set up that appointment. We're going to collect the demographic information, put it in the system, and then we're going to collect as much information over the phone up front as we can about what's going on to arm the therapist so that when the patient does come in, the therapist is already up to speed to a certain extent on what's happening so it can make that first visit more productive. And that first visit really is just about understanding what's going on, what the issues are, what the goals of the patient may be. For instance, one of the root goals for, one individual was he was a model airplane builder and he wanted to get back to building his model airplanes. He had a severe hand injury. So, things like that, understanding what the objective of the patient is and trying to work towards that objective are a big deal. So it's not just come in, oh, you've got knee pain, we're going to put you on the bike, we're going to do leg presses. It's really understanding all the aspects of that patient's life and what they're trying to get back to. And then we form a plan of care around, the patient and what they're trying to do in order to get them back to that or exceed that level. Also, in that first visit and throughout a plan of care, our staff will address other issues that sometimes are overlooked. So we already talked about sleep and diet. Those are two things that, our staff will talk to somebody about. Are you getting enough sleep? What does your diet consist of? Because there's a lot of things that, people will eat or not eat, and that can lead to, having musculoskeletal issues and pain and can even lead to loss of sleep. So, there's a lot of things that kind of work together and need to be addressed in order to get that optimal outcome and really, really help that patient on their way to a better quality of life.
Wow. So you're so knowledgeable about this process and PT. Why did you say you guys took over a small practice? Why PT? What led you to this? Because it's my understanding. I don't know you that well, and just talking with people that know you, you have a passion for what you're doing. Why physical therapy? Why?
Well, the short answer is my wife is a physical therapist. So it was a natural fit. Okay. So I've got a business background. Formerly trained in business and accounting and worked in corporate finance and banking for, a few years. And she was with a large orthopedic organization as a physical therapist. And she and I really we saw a need for a change in the way, patients receive their care, but also how physical therapists are treated inside the organization and, what they want their day-to-day to look like. So we tried to put together a group and a culture that, focused on, those issues. So not just patient care, but clinician and provider experience.
Absolutely.
Hey, gentlemen, 1 second. I'm going to be right back, okay?
Go ahead, take time. You're on mute, bro.
This is the field that my son is going into. And I told him, that's when he start pre-physical therapy at Francis Marion this coming semester. And I was telling him that this is one of the most growing fields, fastest growing fields in the medical industry, because there is a need for people with joint diseases, with joint injuries, with sports injuries. There's a need for this. And so it really benefits the whole entire body. So hopefully we'll see a lot more young people migrating to this field so we can have a continuity of care as it grows and as CareSouth grows as well. So.
Absolutely. I think so too. Like I said, I was a little skeptical when someone, kind of suggested, why don't you just go over to McCall and get physical therapy? And I was like, oh, okay, no. Never really going through it before. So I was a little skeptical, but, I called and they was like, okay, well, you wouldn't need a referral, with your insurance. So I said, okay, I'll try it. That first visit was totally awesome.
Yeah.
I learned in that first visit, I learned so much in that one visit. I learned so much from the young lady that was the therapist. And when we got done, my shoulder instantly felt so much better. It was a little sore at first, but by the time we got done, and certainly once we got to that second visit, bruh.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry for having to jump out like that. My battery on my computer died.
It's all right.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Well, where did we leave off? I apologize.
We were just, I think the last thing we were talking about was, your passion. Why did you get into the business? And you talked about that and how you got into the business. And but my next question was going to be, I wish we could have been on scene and kind of do a walkthrough of the facility there in McCall, but we're not there. So kind of give the audience a visual walkthrough of what they will get when they walk into that facility on your side.
Wow. So that facility is amazing. The facility is probably one of the nicest medical facilities I've ever stepped foot in. So when you come inside, you're immediately blown away by just the level of the finishes, the professional atmosphere, everything about the place is welcoming and warming. So when you come in, you'll see the front desk, and we've got our staff there that will greet you kindly and warmly. If you'd like coffee or water, you're going to get it. And the waiting room is quite nice. So when you're waiting on your appointment, you're going to be comfortable and relaxed and have access to magazines, and there's windows. So you get a nice view of the outdoors, and it's well lit, a lot of natural light. So we've got the physical therapy treatment room, which is where the PT and OT takes place. And that's a private room, a large, maybe 1,500 square foot room where the medical treatments take place. There's private treatment rooms in the back where, during an evaluation, the patients go back. So it's completely private. And like we talked about, the therapist talks to the patient about a lot more than, just, when did the pain start and how, here's how we're going to fix it, but about, lifestyle and any other issues that are going on inside the life of that patient. So, the private nature of those rooms is very important. And then the pool is right next to the gym. So we've got an aquatic room, and that's sectioned off. It's got glass around it. So it's again, a private, like you would expect a pool to be. It can't just be in the middle of the facility. And then we've got a large fitness area, which is on the back of the PT area, and they're connected through doors so that patients can get into the gym and use some of the gym equipment as well, during treatment if needed. But the gym is probably 5,000 to 6,000 square feet. It's a nice fitness center facility there. There's even a helicopter landing pad out there in case it's needed. We haven't had to use that for any reason, thankfully. But I mean, everything you could want or need in a medical facility is there. It's phenomenal.
Right. You just mentioned the gym. The gym, is that gym open to the public?
It is. It's open to the public. We charge, a very reasonable rate, $20 a month, gets you access to the gym, during operational hours. During COVID, we've restricted the hours and kind of the layout of the gym floor, spacing equipment as appropriate. But after, we kind of get through this whole pandemic and the Delta variant's kind of throwing us a little bit of a curveball right now. Yeah. But we hope to expand gym hours and improve access to the gym as well. But yeah, it's open to the public. Anybody that wants to use it can come, and it's very affordable.
Absolutely. I tell you, I saw that pool the other day, and it was hot, and
wanted to get in it, huh?
Yeah. Oh, man! I just wanted to just dive right on in. But I don't think Ann would have liked that too much. Me swimming on the job.
It's a beautiful facility, and we're blessed to be part of the effort up there in McCall, and thankful for for the CareSouth staff that maintains it, and then our staff that goes in there every day and works hard to provide the care they do to our patients.
Absolutely.
How awesome is it to have a facility where you're working with patients and then have that medical staff available right there? I mean, I don't think there's too many models for that where you have actual PT, well, other than the hospital setting, have PT right there where you have providers, where you get instant access to providers and pharmacies and everything else. How did that feel with going and walking into that environment?
Oh, it's great. When a patient walks in, they've got, like you said, they've got everything from dental, primary care, pharmacy, nutrition, and then over on our side, the fitness and the rehab component. So, I mean, really a holistic approach to the health of that patient. It's great. And, in the event that there is some kind of emergency that our staff, cannot handle, we've got the medical staff right next door. So if there's something we're not equipped to do or treat, then, we've got the doctors next door that can. So wow. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Murray.
No, go ahead.
Murray, this is us finna get brownie points. Okay. So you with me on this one? So what you were saying is that in a CareSouth setting, you got everything that you need at your disposal as a patient, as an employee. You got pharmacy, you got dental, you got x-ray, you got medical, you got rehab, you got every single thing that you need. You got community outreach, you got counseling, you got substance abuse. So you're saying CareSouth is a total package? Is that what you're telling us?
That's what I'm telling you. CareSouth Carolina's got it all.
Wow.
With the addition of physical therapy and occupational therapy and the fitness component, there's a big added element of prevention, that you guys are now adding for those patients. So it is indeed a total package.
Wow.
Yeah. I definitely going to say the same thing. And with the addition of you guys at ProMotion, man, you just, I really felt like you all took that center to another level. Because I remember when they said who we were going to partner with, and they said ProMotion. I said, ProMotion, why do I know that name? It's this spot on Irby Street. I mean on Palmetto in Florence, right?
That's right.
Yep. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, okay. I know, I've heard of them. And so I was excited to know that we were going to be partnering with someone that already has a footprint in the community and has a good reputation and a good reputation for doing quality work, a good reputation for treating patients like patients should be treated, really, really good. So I was excited for this partnership. And we want to thank you for partnering with us in being able to provide this service for our patients in CareSouth.
Well, thank you for your kind words, and we couldn't be more honored to be part of part of this collaborative effort we have going up there in McCall. And, we'll see what happens in the future. We would like to continue to work more with CareSouth and see what we can offer to more patients in more places.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely thank you for coming on and being with us today, and sharing some of the services, and just talking about who you are, right? This is the whole reason we started this a little over a year ago, to make sure that we highlight the services that the patients at CareSouth can get, and also our partners, to give them some shine and give them their flowers while we can. And so we thank you for coming on. We thank you for being a partner with us. And before we close out, can you give us, or give the folk, your contact information, on if they want more information, or if they want to access this service? How can they get in contact with you, Andrew?
Sure. So the best way to contact us is probably online. And our website is www.physiosc.com. That's PHYSIOSC.com. All the contact information for all the locations is listed on the website, phone and fax. You find the location that's nearest you, and if you need help, give us a call. We'll get you scheduled and take care of you.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time. Hopefully, we like to we always have friends of the show, and you are definitely have become a friend of the show, and we like to have you back periodically to kind of give us some updates on what you got going on new. And we always want to extend the invitation to you. If you got something going on and you want to talk about it, you're welcome to come on and have that work.
Well, thank you so much. I would love to come back on. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I do apologize for the brief moment of technical difficulties there, but we got it figured out and made it through. So thank you so much for having me on. It was great.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. If you could hold on, don't log off before we end. We want to have a word with you on the way out. Okay.
Marie, you forgot to ask them the most important question.
Oh, I did.
That's
right. I forgot about that one. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, that's right. You just reminded me the most important question that we like to ask our guests when they're on here. When you're not doing promotion, and when you're not at work, and you're not doing the business, what do you like to do for fun?
What do I like to do for fun? Well, I really love what I do, so I work a lot. But when I'm not, actively engaged in working on the organization, I love spending time with my wife and my son, my two dogs, hanging out with my families. A1A, most important. I love to spend time, running or in fitness. It gives me time to clear my head and, just think. So I like to be active and like to be with my family and friends.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
So I before we go though, I do have someone just here to send us a question.
Okay.
They just had surgery on their left ankle through Foot Care in Hartsville. Will they be able to come there and receive therapy?
Absolutely. Physicians Foot Care is what I'm guessing the name of the practice was. We do a lot of work with those guys. They're great. So we see a lot of feet, actually. It's a big part of our practice, believe it or not. But yes, they would be able to come receive care with our practice, and we'd be able to help them for sure.
Absolutely. All right, appreciate that. All right. And again, thank you for coming on and being with us today and providing us with that information. Again, you can reach him. Give him your website again.
Physiosc.com. PHYSIOSC.com.
There you go. And if you want more information about CareSouth Carolina, you can reach us at www.caresouth-carolina.com, or you can contact us at 866-498-0399. We appreciate it. And thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back next Friday with another edition. Come check us out.
That's right.
Thanks again, guys.
Hold on just for a minute, Mr. Andrew.
Sure.